third and fourth place. This is the struggle. Bike 3, Andrew Johnson being reined in consistently from 5 seconds, 7 laps ago, and there goes John Pace, Pete Byers, bike number 5. They are now in third. Boy, what a fascinating, frantic and fast 13th Castrol 6 hour it's been. And one remarkably free from falls and almost completely free of any injury other than a few bruises and grazes.
After opening a buffer gap of more than 14 seconds on Alan Blanco in second position, Wayne Gardner has got problems. Blanco has started to haul back the lead and is now only 12.51 seconds behind. So Gardner has been indicating to his pits that there may be a problem with his back tyre. Yes, there he goes again. He wants a back tyre on the bike by the looks of it, but if he gets the back tyre, the time he spends in the pits getting it will well cost him the lead in the Castrol 6 hour. Back in third position, bike 5, John Pace is hauling in Blanco. He's only 8.9 seconds behind at this stage. And then in fourth position, 31 seconds back, is Greg Pretty. But this is the man with problems, Wayne Gardner, who's forced the pace so hard, now may pay the penalty by needing a back tyre to be able to complete the race, or at least to be able to complete it competitively.
He's lost his advantage of 14 seconds down to 12.7, and the meantime third place is hauling the gap back, and that is of course Pace and Byers. They're hauling their gap back to 7.8 seconds from 9.5.
Here comes Gardner.
4 laps to go, but this is the stop.
And this is the stop that could win or lose the Castrol 6 hour motorcycle race for Wayne Gardner and Wayne Clark.
He might just be worried when he's pointing at his watch. So he stays in the thing. They check the tread depth of the tyre. It's fuel only. Rider stays on. And they're away.
11.5 seconds to stop. And he's dropped back to third position with that stop. So he's still ahead of Greg Pretty on the road. And there's 9.11 seconds separating second to third position. So he's now 9.11 seconds behind John Pace, who's now in second position, and Pace himself is now starting to close the gap on Alan Blanco in the lead. All the pit stops are over now, and it's now the sprint to the finish of the Castrol 6 hour, 1982.
You're about to witness the finish of one of the most exciting, unbelievable motor races you've ever seen. The gap first to third after 5 hours and 41 minutes of motorcycle racing is 4.3 seconds, and third is catching second and he's catching first. The gap between first and second, the race leader, on number 7, Alan Blanco, is 1.4 seconds, and the gap back from second place John Pace on 5 to third place Wayne Gardner, charging like a dervish on number 2, is 1.5 seconds. The gap is 2.9 seconds, and what's likely to happen is that second will become first, and then third at the moment will catch him and become first. So we're likely to see several changes of place before the end of this race. Quite incredible, but that is the race leader at the moment.
Sitting in front of his television in Queensland is an old man called John French. His son Jeff French has done a lot to put this bike into first position, and at this particular stage John French, racing driver, knows all about tactics, and he'll just be watching. At bike 5, John Pace now starting to close there in the picture together. That's the race for the lead in the Castrol 6 hour. John Pace on bike 5 Honda versus Alan Blanco on bike 7 Honda.
It's
they go up into the loop.
It's 0.62 and it's 1.4 back to third place, a total of 2.9. Pace, highly talented, very experienced. Alan Blanco, not as quick, not as experienced, but with all the pressure in the world on him at the moment, and 19 minutes to go. And Gardner's in the back of that picture as well. The white and blue Mentor leathers.
Alan Blanco with more pressure on him than he's ever had in his racing career. And there goes bike 5. John Pace takes over the lead. Two back is Wayne Gardner on bike 2. In between them is bike 10.
So in that cluster of traffic, you've got first, second and third place on the same lap in this remarkable 13th Castrol 6 hour.
Less than a second separates.
0.95 of a second separate the first 3 placings.
What an incredible race meeting. John Pace.
Current race leader, Wayne Gardner. Wollongong born, short circuit rider, was where he gained his experience and learned to feel happy with the bike sliding and moving around. And a lovely Honda contract in England last year and this, and going back next year, a contract still to be signed. But what a performance he's put in. They were in 15th place when they called Wayne Clark, his co-rider, in to change a rear tyre which they'd guessed wrongly on, fell to about 25th and have fought their way forward from there.
Gardner still in third position, breathing down the tailpipes now of Alan Blanco. Bike 11, Robert Scollier, Mick Damon on a Suzuki 1100 in between the dice, but there's Wayne Gardner.
14 Phyllis Cole were in there too, but of no account, as they are 3 laps down and in 6th place. Nothing wrong with 6, but 3 laps is a bit of a gap.
Traffic slowing Gardner, and Gardner now desperately needs every second he can get on the track to catch up to this man, John Pace, because this is the leader. That's Alan Blanco through on the inside there, bike 7.
And as Pace has hit the lead, he's pulled the gap out between himself and Gardner to 1.37 seconds. That's 4/10 of a second over what he had a couple of laps ago. So in other words, he's responding to being the new race leader. Can Gardner catch him? These are the two men that a couple of years ago in torrential rain here at Amaru staged a battle for more than an hour in the rain, and a sensational bit of riding it was between the two of them too. And here comes second place. Wayne Gardner wants Blanco. Blanco on 7, Gardner on 2. And then Gardner has pulled back. 1.14 second lies between him and the leader. And he's second.
Gardner second.
Gardner's second. Now Pace. Now bike 5. All of them Hondas. All of them on Pirelli tyres. The highest placed Dunlop tyred bike in 4th place at the moment. Bike number 3. Andrew Johnson and Greg Pretty.
Gardner yet to pick up 6th position. Rider Rob Phillis and Mick Cole on bike 14. Be lapping them for the 4th time.
14 minutes. Position steady. And Gardner and Pace, two incredibly talented riders, giving it everything. And at the moment, this man holding steady. Gardner bested him in their clash in the rain a couple of years ago, where Pace, he both headed him, and also at one stage Pace ran wide and off the track and lost a bit of ground.
Past the Terry H. Ducati 600. Gardner to pick him up the hill, and Gardner signalling to his pits. I reckon that Gardner has a rear tyre problem. I really do. He's had it before the last pit stop. 1.04 seconds the gap.
Might have a problem, but there's only one man going to solve the problem for Wayne Gardner on bike 2, and that's the man in the saddle. Because there's no way he's leaving this racetrack at the moment, either before race end or unless the bike gets away from him. He's staying out there.
You have never seen a Honda go through that corner as quickly before as Wayne Gardner on that lap. Did you see him slide? Pace grabbing in every inch of track he can, getting through lap riders, trying to put them between him and Wayne Gardner. But nothing works. Gardner takes the 2 before the next corner.
The gap now, 1 to 2, is 0.65 of a second. They have covered 200